Hello to you and welcome to this new video. Today we are going to mix artificial intelligence and 3D design. I will introduce you to Anyone 3D, an ultra-powerful tool with a recent update developed by Tencent to generate 3D models in no time. Then I will show you how to transform these models into a real interactive website using Spline. Do you want to create a 3D portfolio, a virtual showroom, or even a mini metaverse? Then make sure to stay until the end. Let's get started. So what is Anyone 3D? Well, it's a 3D model generator based on artificial intelligence created by Tencent, one of the largest tech players in the world. The idea is that you type a prompt, a simple description, and boom, you get a ready-to-use 3D model. For example, you write a ninja cat wearing a blue kimono and holding a sword. A few seconds later, you get a 3D model in GLB or OBJ format that you can use in Unity, Blender, Unreal, Houdini, or even directly on web pages. Anyone has many strengths, notably the quality of the 3D mesh generation, exports to standard formats like GLB and OBJ, or even FBX. You can customize precisely using the textual prompt, but also with images. And that makes it, for now, the most powerful 3D object generator, in my humble opinion. For the moment, it's still in beta. I'll put the link in the description. You have about 20 generations per day, which is relatively decent already. Regarding the generation of 3D models, from an image, I had fun taking a photo from the internet of a shoe. I currently like shoes for making e-commerce sites. I find that very cool. And so I thought to myself, well, what will it look like with this photo? We can see that the image is not in ultra high resolution. And when I put it inside, well, I was blown away. It took a few seconds to generate this model for me, which is of very high quality with a very interesting topology. You can see the sharp edges of the model, which are just incredible. It retained all the details. It even almost recreated the entire lace without any smudging or diffusion on the model. You can see that all the meshing is extremely well done. You can directly add the textures, which are also incredible. A little bit of smudging on the textures. You can see the logo appearing on the lace. But I find that overall, it's relatively incredible. Nothing prevents us from going back to the texturing phase to retexture everything correctly. After that, all we have to do is download the object in the format we want. The GLB format is very suitable for the webhome. And since that's the topic of the video, I will download the model directly. Well, now that we have a great 3D model, the question is, what do we do with it? That's where Spline comes into play. Spline is a fantastic tool for creating interactive 3D websites without writing a single line of code. It works a bit like Figma, but in 3D. You can import 3D models, add animations, lighting effects, interactions, and most importantly, publish your site for free or integrate it into your own site with an iframe. Here, you will have several options. Either you create your project directly on their website, or you can also use an application version that you can download to your computer and develop your sites directly on your computer. To start using it, you just need to log in, and you will find yourself with an interface like this, where you can create a new project or edit an already created one. This is where you will be able to manipulate your 3D objects a little bit. So for example, I recreated this complete entire scene, which I will show you at the end, on my website, foxform3d.com. But before that, what we are going to do is create a new scene and reintegrate this 3D model to shape our general scene a little bit. So I head to the top right here in Create 3D Design. By default, you already have quite a few presets. We won't need them, so you can click anywhere to go directly to your 3D canvas. The only thing you need to do is click and drag the 3D model directly out into the interface. It should take a few seconds to load, and you should quickly see the 3D model. To be able to change the canvas, you can go right here, Edit Frame, and by clicking on Size, at that moment, you will be able to choose the canvas size you want. By default, it is set to responsive. That works perfectly for me. So here, you will have your 3D scene with the rectangle serving as a kind of backdrop, your directional light, your 3D model. And you will be able to add several elements to your overall scene, like this. I'm going back to my final scene. Here, I made adjustments to the lighting and the positioning of the 3D object. I also created some fonts, even though it's not great because these fonts won't be directly clickable, in HTML. It will be a 3D embed. In any case, it can be nice. Just for the example, we can click on export here once we are satisfied with our scene. And at that point, we will have play conditions that will allow us to manage camera movements if we want them. I have deactivated all of them because I don't want direct camera movements in my 3D embed. The only thing I want is a small animation on the shoe when my mouse hovers over it. We see that normally, if I activate play here, if I hover my mouse over it, the shoe will start to rotate in 3D. If I remove my mouse, the object returns under a certain timing that I quite like. To be able to retrieve this on my website, I will need to get this scene. And for that, I need to click on Export, Viewer, or Public URL. Either one can work in certain scenarios. I will integrate it as an embed by copying the embed code and directly integrating it into my website. Finally, this will use a CMS. I use WordPress and Elementor, which is a page builder that I really like, that I am fond of, and which I find very easy to use. So from there, on a new page that I created on my site, I will create a new cell, a new section where I will add a column with HTML, a custom HTML that we will add to our page. So here I am on my website, foxform3d.com, and I paste the embed that we created on the other side. I'll show you again on Spline, here on Export, Viewer, Copy Embed. This will allow us to copy the entire 3D scene in the form of an iframe. Once we have created a new HTML in our column, inside that we will have access to HTML code, the code we just retrieved, copied from Spline. From there we do a Control V inside this cell, and we get our 3D scene directly on our website. We can see that this is indeed my website. And if I hover my mouse over the shoe, I can see that it starts to rotate as I had predefined before. So what do you think? I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyone 3D is clearly a revolution in the 3D sector, and combined with Spline, it opens up incredible possibilities for the web, online games, or even e-commerce. If you like this video, remember to like, share, and of course, subscribe to receive more tutorials about AI and 3D design. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.